Friday night, the last day of March, the 31st, heading into April tomorrow. And you see, you get a little bit of lag time here, but it looks like everything's working. Again, Friday night, late 9:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Thanks for joining us for this quick severe weather update. Nothing going on as of the time we record this, but later on tonight, you need to be aware of what's coming your direction. We'll be doing more updates, and we'll have more coming up on News 12 at 11, so stay tuned for the forecast update there if you'd like to see a little bit more going on, what's going on with your forecast. The rest of the weekend looks pretty good. We'll take a quick look at that coming up here in just a little bit. But as of right now, for this evening, I'm going to do just a quick update to give you an idea as to what's going on. Again, for the area for right now, we're not seeing anything, again, at this time issued for the area, but the tornado watches and warnings are all back to our west. Memphis picking up another tornado at this time, back around the area of southern parts of Shelby County and northern areas of Mississippi, right around the Byhalia area where as we speak. This tornado watch labeled a PDS, a particularly dangerous situation. That's the highest danger level you can get when it comes to these watches being issued. You can have severe thunderstorm watches, you can have tornado watches, and then you can have tornado watch PDS issued, and that's what we're seeing just to our west at this time. So Middle Tennessee all the way back down into and around northwestern Alabama, heading this direction. So far, again, according to the Storm Prediction Center, going to take a quick look here on another computer system to see if there's anything they're considering, and for right now, there is not. There's no indication of another watch being issued here, but these storms, as they get a little bit closer to us, are going to be causing their own concern a little bit later on. Numerous tornado watches in effect from Wisconsin down to Texas, some 13 states earlier under some form of tornado watch. So we're looking at a lot of activity across the Midwestern area for tonight, and parts of the Mississippi Valley getting hit pretty hard. Some pretty good amounts of damage being reported in eastern Arkansas around Wynn. Just to the west across the river from Memphis for tonight, so right about in that area. Now, what we've seen over the last several hours has been more chances of rain than anything else, and we continue to see just some light scattered showers taking place. There's just really not that much going on, so little if anything for the time being, but these storms back here, especially the ones that you see, let me get these back into frame a little bit so we have an idea as to what we're talking about. This, again, down towards Shreveport and into areas of Louisiana, most of this line appears to be going basically back to the east, so this doesn't appear to be a major threat. These over here into around south of Little Rock, these, if they continue on their path and hold together, or if they, again, collapse, starting off new thunderstorms in motion, that's where we may see some of this activity getting close to where we are in the Tennessee River Valley. So that right there was going to be bearing to watch, again, to see what comes our direction. A lot of this out here could collapse. Again, notice there's not a lot of tornado watches in front of this line here, so we might see less activity, hopefully, but we are still primed for the potential of some pretty good amounts of severe weather and numerous tornado warnings in effect from earlier, tornado touchdowns in some areas, and again, tornado watches in effect out there as well. Let me clear the screen off here, and we'll take a look at this particular cell back over Memphis. This is a supercell, and it is starting to regenerate as it gets a little bit closer to around the Collierville, Moscow, south of Oakland area. This tornado warning has been around for a while. So with a tornado on the ground, it's a good possibility we'll see even more activity like this. Now, in the long term, this one doesn't really concern us because this will be heading its way back to the north and to the east. So if this stays on its current track and goes northeast by, say, about 200 miles, if it stays together, it's going to go toward Nashville, and that should avoid portions of the area. But we're still watching that potential for those storms down to our south and west to possibly move this direction. So that is what we really need to watch out for out there. Let's go take a look and see, again, for severe weather purposes. Excuse me, this brand new light we've got is eclipsing everything for tonight. The threat is starting to come to a bit of an end as of, again, about 9 p.m. Eastern time. We still see that high risk of severe weather. This is very rare. We don't see this that often. First time in 2 years this has been issued, if I'm not mistaken. So well issued for tonight here, clearing off back toward the west of that. So we're seeing an end to the severe weather coming on through, but we still have to get through what is heading our direction. So that potential of severe weather, definitely a possibility of that coming on through into later on tonight. Now we're seeing the potential again right here of an enhanced risk. That's the highest risk that is in our area, but we have to watch and see what these storms here are going to do when they get closer to us. So we'll be watching this throughout the course of the rest of the evening. What are we looking for when it comes to these storm systems coming on through? Mostly what we're going to be watching is for the potential of damaging winds out of these storms. Powerful jet stream rolling across this area, and some of down to the surface we get again some of that breeze, the jet stream way up top in the atmosphere. But where we sit with all those hills, valleys, and mountains, sometimes as the jet stream waves through the atmosphere, some of that wind can translate down toward the surface, and so we will see some very breezy conditions, and that might kick up the potential of some damaging thunderstorm winds tonight, isolated chance of a tornado, and then the possibility of some flash flooding out there as we get into around some portions of the area. But the rain chances, again, outside of localized flash flooding potential, I don't think we're looking at too much at this point, so definitely good news on that. But this forecast will change into the course of the next couple of hours. I'm going to do a quick future cast for you, walk you through what we're going to be looking for. Approaching midnight, the line of storms is making its way through Middle Tennessee, and keep in mind that anything that forms out here away from the main line of storms, those will be the more particularly nasty storms that can form independent, those discrete cells that form out ahead of the main line pushing its way on through. So roughly speaking, about midnight, we will start to see more potential for stronger storms coming our way from the west. As we get into around 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, that also, again, scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up with that line, the main line, the storm system itself, the cold front approaching from the west through about 3 o'clock in the morning. And then most of that should be through the area by about 6 o'clock Saturday morning. Now, the good news is the computer models have really kind of sped this up a little bit in the last few model runs. This older model run is showing it a little bit on the slower side as it comes through. So we will see that potential for the storms lingering through the area, getting into very early tomorrow morning. And then by about sunrise tomorrow morning, that should do it for the showers and the thunderstorms. So we're going to be seeing most of that activity gone, and then clearing skies and looking very nice as we get into the afternoon, back into the mid 70s, looking excellent for Saturday afternoon. A little chilly, 30s for early Sunday morning, somewhere in there, and then a little cooler as what's left of a cold front drops on through the area by about Sunday afternoon. So we've got a great weekend coming up. We just have to get over these storms making their way on through the area. So that's going to be the worst of the worst out there for right now. And we will be here through the evening and into Saturday morning to keep you advised as to what may be heading on through, because as of right now, this is not going to be a situation where it's professionally, I cannot go home when there's a potential of this heading on through. So again, we're going to be keeping a close eye on the situation to keep you advised as to what's going on. So again, find out more information about that. And again, a lot of other information available at wdef.com/weather. Probably going to go ahead. We're already into this for about 10 minutes, so let's just go ahead and call this our weather overtime segment for tonight, and then we'll go ahead and upload this so everybody can see more about what's going on. 7-day forecast, we've got some changes ahead to say the least. Again, that enhanced risk through tomorrow morning, but then clearing out, getting into the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, looking all right for the time being, so we should be able to get rid of most of the rainfall and thunderstorms early on Saturday, then clearing out. Now next week, temperatures remain very much on the mild side, back in the 70s, close to the 80s by midweek. There is a possibility, again, and we saw this happening just a few days ago with the current storm system that we've got going on right now. Once the severe threat leaves tonight into tomorrow, that should do it for the severe threat until Tuesday. We're already seeing signs that we might be looking at another potential of severe weather. Again, As of right now, not for the News 12 Tennessee River Valley viewing area, but we may be looking at that potential coming back this direction somewhere late Tuesday into around early Wednesday. So that, again, could be a bit of an issue, something we're going to have to watch out for. And again, that's next Tuesday. We want to watch this very carefully to see what goes on. All right, back to the 7-day forecast. Again, it's Tuesday to Wednesday, that's the thunderstorms. Every single day, we've got a storm system or a minor, what is called a shortwave burst of energy coming on through. So from Monday through Friday, outdoor activities are going to have to watch this very, very carefully as we see that potential of showers and thunderstorms remain through the area and continue to stick around for the next couple of days. Next weekend, off this area, just beyond the 7-day forecast, probably should be okay, but for right now, we're not seeing too much of any concern for the most part from what it looks like. And uploading our next forecast graphic, hopefully we'll get some information here that will give us an idea. Okay, showers may continue right on in through next Saturday and Sunday. So we've got plenty of chances of rain, which again for April, that's to be expected. One of the more rainier months of the year as we begin to get out of storm season. So we'll be getting there close to that anyway in just a little while. So for right now, that's the way it looks into the weekend. But we also, again, continue to see the problems for the next several hours. If you're just joining us, it is just about 9:25 Eastern Time p.m. The latest tornado watch just into Middle Tennessee and northwestern parts of Alabama, and that was issued until 1 o'clock in the morning. So we don't have anything forming here. The Storm Prediction Center at last check did not have anything in the way of a mesoscale discussion for our area or closer to our area. I would say it's possible that if there's a watch being issued, we'll see it closer toward News 12 at 11. So join us for the complete forecast update there. I'd love to have more details on that for you coming up a little bit later. So again, this is the way it looks for the time being, but we could see the potential for the problematic area of some storms coming in from overnight, but we're just not seeing anything at this time. So good news on that for us at this point. So we're just not getting too much anything for right now, but that's the way we are expecting this to happen through the course of the evening, so we just don't get too much of anything really happening at this time. But later on tonight, this is definitely the time to make certain that you're ready to go and weather aware. And have a different way of getting your warnings. Don't depend on tornado sirens. If you have tornado sirens in your area, great. Get yourself one of these. If you haven't yet, tomorrow morning, whenever this weekend, get out and get yourself a weather radio. You need it. It's a life-saving piece of equipment. You should be able to program it pretty well yourself, but if you can't, we can help you with that at wdef.com/weather. So your opportunity to stay safe. These will go off and alert you as to which county is under a watch or a warning or an advisory, and it will wake you up overnight. There's a junction up here on top of the radio where anybody who is deaf or hard of hearing can get woken up by using a buzzer or a flashing light or something like that. And those connections are all available, and we'll talk more about that again, wdef.com/weather, if you'd like to know more about that. Once again, this is our evening update. It is just about 9:30 or so on Friday, and for the time being, things are decently quiet, but we will be watching through the night to see what goes on, and we'll do updates here on Facebook as well, so definitely want to stay tuned for more on that as we get throughout the rest of the evening hours and into very early tomorrow morning. So this is the time to be weather aware. Be prepared for what might be coming your direction. And again, make certain that weather radio is operating before you go to bed, because you may need it as we get into overnight. More information, again, go to our website. You can find out more details. Always available in various forms and fashions, graphics, forecast updates. Again, that's available at wdef.com/weather, so stay tuned for more there. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onick. Again, stay tuned to News 12 on air and online. We'll keep you advised as we go into the early hours of Saturday morning, and please stay safe.